On this video, I will tell you a story about a woman who turned the city of Lagos into her own personal chessboard. You see her on Instagram, the soft life, the private jets, the $5,000 wigs. They call her Jade. But what they don't tell you is that Jade didn't have a job. Rather, she had a harvest syndicate. See, Jade didn't just date rich men. She hunted them. And she was so good at it that these men thought that they were the ones winning. Not until the handcuffs of debt and shame were already locked. Jade's game was high level. She didn't go for the loud guys spraying money at the clubs. Nope. She wanted the pillars of society. The men who had beautiful wives, children in Ivy League schools, and names that couldn't afford a single stem. Take Chief Okoro, for example, a titan in the oil industry, a man who sat on the front row of his church every Sunday. How did she get him? She didn't send him a DM. She spent 3 weeks learning his schedule. She found out he loved red jazz, so she showed up at a private lounge in Ikoyi, sitting alone with a glass of vintage cognac, humming a tune only a true fan would know. He was hooked, he thought. Finally, a beautiful lady who actually understands me. That was the fantasy. She made these men feel like they were 25 again. She gave them the only thing their money couldn't buy, the feeling of being interesting. But here is where the darkness starts. Jade's apartment in Lekki wasn't a home. It was a movie studio. She had a high-definition pinhole cameras hidden in the air conditioning vents, inside the smoke detectors, even in the frame of a painting titled The Lovers. The night would be perfect. Champagne, laughter, and a night they did tell their grandkids about. If it wasn't a crime, yeah. The man would be in his car, driving back to his perfect life, when his phone would buzz. A link. He did click it, thinking it was just a thank you test. Instead, he would see his own face, his own voice, his own secret shame playing back in 4K. Then came the message. I hope your wife likes the cinematography. 50 million naira by noon, or I press send to the family group chat and to the whole world. My friends, the aftermath was a graveyard of reputations. Chief Okoro didn't just lose money. To pay her, he had to sell his private jet and claim it was for a reinvestment. His wife started asking questions. The stress turned his hair white in a month. He went from a titan to a man who flinched every time his phone rang. Then there was Honorable Bankole. He was a politician headed for the top. Jade didn't just want cash from him. He wanted favors. He made him sign over government contracts to her shell accounts. When he finally broke down and refused, she leaked just 10 seconds of the video to a gossip blog. His career ended that evening. He resigned for health reasons. But we all knew. He's in his village now, a shadow of himself. Jade watched all this while lounging on her balcony, wearing silk robes bought with their blood money. She thought she was a god. She thought the big men of Lagos were just weak sheeps. But you see, the thing about being a predator is that eventually you get hungry enough to try and eat a lion. She set her sights on Dr. Silas Vance. Now, Silas was too quiet, too clean. He didn't have any scandals. Jade thought that meant ripe. She thought he'd be the easiest to break because he had the most to protect. She spent 6 months crafting a chance meeting at a medical charity gala. She played the part of the intellectual, the philanthropist. Silas fell for it, or so she thought. Then the night happened. The cameras rolled. Jade was already dreaming of the 500 million naira she would demand. But when Silas woke up, he didn't look for his shoes. He only sat on the edge of the bed, looked directly into the hidden camera in the smoke detector and smiled. And he said, "Jade, I hope you got my good side, because while you were recording me, my team was recording your hackers. They are in the van outside, and your bank accounts, they have already been emptied. I don't pay blackmailers, Jade. I erase them." Dr. Vance didn't come to play. He came to close the theater, and just like that, the Lagos big girl realized that the shadows she has been using to hide her cameras were now full of people coming for her.